Welcome back to Yehoshua's Daf Yomi Shiur, where the Daf continues daily until the complete revelation of Mashiach ben David, that is the Messiah, the son of David. Today, we'll be looking at Tractate Chullin, page 66, top of the page, with the words B'mai Kamiflagi. B'mai Kamiflagi, Tana Devera, V'Tana Devera Bishmael, B'Rosh Aroch Kamiflagi. The Gemara asks, with regard to what do the Tana of the study hall who taught the first Braita above and the Tana of the school of Rabbi Ishmael disagree? They disagree with regard to a grasshopper whose head is long. According to the Tana of the study hall, it is prohibited. And according to the study hall of Rav, Tana Devei, Rav, I think it is, yeah. So Rav, study hall of Rav is prohibited. And according to Tana, the school of Yishmael, it is permitted. Tana Devei, Rav, Savar. Okay, so it's Tana Devei, Rav. The way they translate is the Tana of the study hall, but I would think that it means the house of Rav, meaning the actual Amora Rav. So I don't know. So maybe not. Maybe it's just study hall. Okay, so just Tana Devei Rav Savar Ashrei Lo Kirayim Klal Arbe Salam Chargol Chagav Leminehu Prat Klal Uprat Ein Beklal Elamash Befrat Demine In Talav Demine Lo Umidi Rabbi Dedamele Mishnei Tzdodin. The Gemara elaborates. The Tana of the study hall holds that the previous verse permitting all species which have jointed legs, Leviticus 11:21, is a generalization. The species Arbe, Solam, Hargol, and Chagav in the phrase after its kinds that appears after each are a detail. As a rule, in any instance of a generalization and a detail, the generalization includes only that which is spelled out in the detail. Therefore, only grasshoppers of the same species as those detailed in the verse are kosher. Grasshoppers that are not of the same species as them are not kosher. And the phrase after its kinds amplifies the halacha to include grasshoppers that are similar to the named species in two aspects, meaning that are very similar to them. Since all the named species have short heads, grasshoppers with long heads are forbidden. Tana Devei Bishmael Sava Shelo Kirayim Klal Arbe Salam Chargol Chagav Prat Leminehu Chazar Uklal Klal Uprat Uklal Iatadan El Kein HaPrat Umi Rabbi Kol Didame Le Echad Zad. By contrast, the Tana of the school of Rabbi Ishmael holds that the phrase which have jointed legs is a generalization. The species Arbe, Solam, Hargol, and Chagav are a detail. And by the phrase after its kinds, after each species, it then generalized again. In any instance of generalization and a detail and a generalization, you may deduce that the verse is referring only to items similar to the detail. And the verse, therefore, amplifies the halacha to include any grasshopper that is similar to the named species in even one aspect, meaning that has the four signs listed in the Mishnah, even if its head is long. Amar lo kirayim, amar rachmana di'islei echo, delesle lo techol klala basra, adishavu basimani. The Gemara asks, but how can this be considered a generalization, a detail, and a generalization? The first generalization is not similar to the latter generalization. In the first generalization, the verse 1 states, which have jointed legs, indicating that you may eat a grasshopper that has jointed legs, but you may not eat one that does not have jointed legs, irrespective of any other sign. However, the latter generalization, after its kinds, indicates that no grasshopper is kosher unless it shares all four signs with the named species. Tana Devei Rabbi Ishmael Bichlale Uprate Ki Hagavne Dain Udeamrina nami b'alma didain. Tana deve Rabbi Yishmael b'chlale pratem. Ki hai gavna mehachol. The Gemara responds, the time of the school of Yishmael deduces from generalizations and details like this case, even if the generalizations are not similar to one another. The Gemara notes, and that which we also say generally, that the Tana of the school of Rabbi Yishmael deduces from generalizations and details like this case is derived from here. Amar Mar Ish Shmo Chagav Yachol in Bo Hasimanim Halalu Tamid Loimar Liminehu Ad Shihu Bo Kor Hasimanim Halalu Ein Bo Kor Hasimanim Halalu Mecha Teisei Arbe V'Chargol Kesiv. The Gemara analyzes the Braita of the school of Yishmael. The master said, if its name must be Chagav, one might have thought that any Chagav is kosher, even if it does not have all these four signs. Therefore, the verse states after its kinds, indicating that it is not kosher unless it has all these signs. The Gemara asks, from where would this be derived, that a grasshopper is kosher even if it does not have all these signs? How could one entertain this possibility? Arbe and Hargol are written beforehand, indicating that all kosher grasshoppers must share the signs they both possess. Ilo ketiv sala'am, ketikam letashna ketiv sala'am, l'rabbi rosh haruch emo, l'rabbi nami kol dehu kamash milam. The Gemara responds, if Salam had not been written as well, it would be as you said, but now that it is written Salam to include long-headed grasshoppers, even though none of the named species have long heads, I will say, let us also include any grasshopper that is called Chagav. Therefore, the phrase after its kinds teaches us that this is not so. Salaam ze rashon, Chargol ze nipul. Salaam ze nipul, Chargol ze rashon. Marki asre. The Gemara asks, what is different there in the Braita of the study hall that you say that the Solam is the Rashon and the Hargol is the Nipul, and what is different here in the Braita of the school of Rabbi Yishmael that you say the Solam is the Nipul and the Hargol is the Rashon? The Gemara responds, this sage refers to them in accordance with the custom of his locale, and that sage refers to them in accordance with the custom of his locale. ודגים כל שיש לו סנפית וקסקסס תנו רבנן אינו עכשיו יוסי לגדל אחר הזמן כגון הסולטניס והאביין הרי זה מותר יש לו עכשיו יוסי להשירון בשאוילה מן המים כגון, and now we're turning to 66b, אקונוס ואפונוס כסוף תיוס Patios, Pastios, Vec, Spastios. Sounds a little Spanish. Espacios. Espacios, Patios, Vietunos, Harezemutar. The Mishnah states, and with regard to fish, any fish that has a fin and scale is kosher. The sages taught the right if a fish does not have scales now, but will grow them after a period of time, such as the sultanate and afion fish, it is permitted. Likewise, if it has scales now, but will shed them when it is caught and rise in the water, such as turning out at 66b on the top, the akunas, the enyafunas, and the kisaftias, and the ak hasaftias, and the atunas, maybe it's tuna, is permitted. Okay, we'll stop here.